shit.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Code, DC UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher, CB Coacher Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. It has been a little bit. We decided to take the last week off. We were in the midst of the conference finals. They kind of just wrapped up. We were going to give ourselves a week to talk about everything. But yeah, today, NBA Finals predictions. It's finally time to do that. We're literally recording this morning of, so you'll be getting this at some point during Thursday. And of course, we're going to talk about the WNBA. Now, we're doing a May recap, but from now on, it's not going to take a month to give you a recap on what's happening in the W. Just way too good of a league over there to not give them their credit. And if we got time, we'll be talking about the Lakers head coaching vacancy. We were planning on going into this talking about how hiring JJ Redick, what does that say for the Lakers' future? But apparently, as of this morning, Dan Hurley has been in talks with the Lakers, so that makes it all the more exciting. But let me not try to bore you guys with too much of an intro. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single episode. If you're listening to this on audio platforms, please leave a 5-star review. If you really like this episode, leave it a download. But we're just going to swing it to Danny for summits and plummets to kick off this episode.
Yeah, I think my biggest summit is where I'm heading tomorrow. My biggest summit is I'm heading to Greece. So my first time to Greece. Very, very nice. I'm hyped.
Are you going with your girl? Is your girl going?
I'm going on a program.
No Greek freak action.
I'm going from tomorrow through July 2nd. A long time.
You come back to right before 4th of July, so you can turn back your Americanism.
That's exactly why I actually came back on that date. I wanted to come back 4th of July. I needed to hear some fireworks.
You can't see, the older I get, the more I appreciate Memorial Day, 4th of July. Not on no patriotic stuff, but family time, grills out. My dad can cook, so I definitely enjoy those holidays. He don't even gotta be a holiday, man. Sometimes he's like, I'm outside. Let's turn on the Blackstone. Let's go to work. So, no, that's definitely good for you. You're about to go to Greece, bro. That's crazy. And you're still gonna record the show.
Yo,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I am. Funniest thing, my program coordinator when I'm over there, his name is Giannis.
His name is Giannis? Tell him his name derives from Johnny. So in a way, Lamar Jackson and Giannis Antetokounmpo are intertwined because of the Johnny tweet.
They're connected.
The Johnny tweet changed lives.
And then, my plummet though, Chris, you might not have experienced this, but sunburn is one hell of a thing.
Yeah, that's us problem.
Yeah, I never have it. I never have.
I wonder why.
Yeah, do not fall asleep on the beach. Put sunscreen on.
Bad idea.
Very bad idea.
Yeah. I remember when I was little, I could get away with not wearing sunscreen. I would just tan up really well. Now I became an old head. I guess my skin gave up on me, so it's sunscreen all summer. But yeah, that's great. That's cool. Happy for you, of course. We can move on to Chris for his summits and plummets.
Well, I'm making it quick. My summits is that I'm going to game 3. I'm excited about that. And we got pretty good seats too, so I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited. I'm wearing my Kyrie shirt.
You're saying that so casually, though. Oh, my summits we're going to game. We're going to game 3.
Oh,
NBA Finals.
He's big motion, bro. It just doesn't affect him like that.
That's cap. I'm actually really, really hyped. I'm trying to stay cool about it because
he tries to stay, nonchalant.
Yeah, I'm gassed. I'm really hyped to go.
That's the coolest thing, dude.
That's so cool. I'm hyped. It'll be my second finals game. I went to this is gonna show how old I am for real. But I went
to one of the Bulls series.
Oh, of course not. Crazy. Funny enough, I got a story about that later. But I went to Cavs Spurs in Cleveland.
What?
Yeah. I went to a game.
You watched LeBron get jumped and you didn't do nothing about it?
I wish I could have ran on the court and helped, dog. It was disgusting. They was beating that man to a pulp. But I was there.
You would have been more help than Gibson.
Damn. I way more help than Boobie Gibson. He literally retired 2 years after that. But yeah, that's my summit.
Show on the Eastern Conference Finals. That's about it.
Yeah, that's my summit though. Going to that game, I'm really happy about that. I guess I'll do a double summit. I think just seeing all the love the W's getting, bro. Like just the casual players to the great players, all that. That's just been really cool to see. Like my timeline's been filled with just propaganda. That's how I know the WNBA is getting to that point where it's like Angel Reese is only shooting 35% from the field. She's a big man. I'm like, this is the day I waited for. They're talking about it. This is good. So just seeing little stuff like that is just happy to see because it means the game's growing. There's more casuals watching, which is what you really need to continue to grow the game. So shout out to the WNBA.
Exactly.
I do have a go ahead, Danny.
What I was gonna say, you can talk negative about players and like that means the league good. If you talk shit about the league, it's different. If you talk negative about players in the NBA, people have haters. People have people that say, "Oh, Joel Embiid sucks." Like Tony says that, whatever.
You don't suck. It's a player in basketball.
I know you're joking, of course, but like,
yeah,
you could say, "Oh, Angel Reese sucks," even though everyone knows she's like good, but like. That means the league is growing as a whole. So I'm with Chris there. Like the attention, good or bad, is helping the league.
Yeah, Jason Tatum literally said this yesterday during media. He said they wouldn't talk about me if I wasn't good. That's kind of the situation with the W right now.
I just don't
now,
like
first
the one
person,
girl.
First person to try to pop out and call like Asia Wilson a fraud. I'm popping up at their house. But
I don't like the chick who tried to hip check in Caitlin Clark.
Hey, so. Kennedy Carter has some character issues, but she can ball. So
what is she? She Micah Parsons pre-draft?
The only character issues that Chandy Carter really has for real is an actual temper and being small. So she has short man syndrome, but she's a girl. So it looks way crazier. It looks way crazier. But Chandy Carter, I'm telling y'all, not y'all, I know y'all not as casual, but anybody who's watching doesn't know, she's always been a baller, but had like a high head. Think of Marcus Smart at Oklahoma State. Like you knew Marcus Smart would do something at the next level. You knew he would do something.
5-star.
He knew he was really good. You see what I'm saying? He's a 5-star, really, really good, but just got like a little temper that he can like just pop off any moment.
That's temper. Oklahoma State.
That boy went in the stands. That's my boy. He went in the stands.
Didn't he fight a fan?
Yeah, he went in the stands, Danny. He went in the stands. Yes. With the Caden Reinhardt on his team, by the way. He crawled so Peyton Pritchard could walk. By the way, that's my boy.
But we'll try not to get too much into that situation because, like, honestly, I saw a clip of Matt Barnes the other day. He capitalized perfectly. Look, it's gonna get physical. Like, is that a cheap shot? Whatever. Caitlin's fine, but
I don't know.
What are you doing? You were right there, getting her face. But
if Caitlin Clark gets hurt on that play, I think she might get suspended for like 2 or 3 games.
Oh, probably. I mean, I would think so. Well, I don't know if the W can afford shit like that, but
no, bro. I'll say this: the W's been this nasty. Enrique said it the other day. Like any rookies coming in, Diana Taurasi, what the old heads do, that's what they do. It just looked weird because Chaney Carter's not an old head. I'm telling you, this is how it's been.
Kelsey Plum said something about this. Diana Taurasi, she was like, I'm about to blow by Diana's old ass, and she hip checked her.
Yep.
In Kelsey's defense, though, she was gonna blow by her. She didn't hip check her, but it's just a physical league. I mean, everybody's been saying like, once Caitlin, we hit them weights a little bit, we get used to this physicality. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be one of the best players in the league.
She needed hit a lot of weights.
She gotta do what Kelsey Plum was doing, whatever she was doing.
She gotta get jacked like Kelsey Plum or Jackie Young. Jackie Young's jacked.
We'll definitely talk about them too, because Jackie Young had a little play last night. But
no, that was Alicia Clark.
It was Alicia Clark. Yeah. It was
inbound right to Enrique. Right here.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, I would say my summits and plummets. I have to pull up my notes here. I think I wrote them down. But I would say if I had to give out an extra summit, I would definitely say the W. My summit is that the Phillies are good at baseball. I think Danny can atone to that. Nick Castellanos is slowly but surely getting back to his I wouldn't say getting back. He's just being good. Johan, I think me and Danny can both vouch for Johan. He's starting to step it up as a batter. The defense was never in question. He's amazing. It was a great series against the Brewers. Clean sweep, walk off by Castellanos.
Yeah, and
Reese was back.
They put all those they can't beat a good team statements to bed. The Brewers are literally like 6 games behind the Phillies. Now they're like 9.
Yeah. And no team's a good team when you stack up against the Phillies. Besides the Yankees, the only other team with 40 wins. So,
we will be going to that game in late July. Late July series. They play the Yankees in late July. Oh my God!
it's in Philly,
in Philadelphia.
Kind of wish it was in New York just so I had an excuse to go. But to move on, just real quick, Plummet is OTAs. Not really OTAs. I like watching OTA clips. I like watching beat reporter OTA news. So Jeff McClain, he put out a little quote. AJ Brown says he agrees with Devontae Smith. The offense is more open. They have more options on their routes depending on coverage. So it's really just going to be up to them being on the same page as Jalen Hurts. I have no doubt in my mind that Jalen Hurts and his best friend and Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith will be on the same page. I just don't like ML football. ML football put out something. It's like literally one day it was JJ McCarthy's getting so used to the offense. He's so good. And the next day, JJ McCarthy not off to a good start. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. I'm like, all right, could we give the guy some space? Like, I don't know. I just don't like those accounts, but I do like what I've been seeing out of some OTA news. I saw some clips of Calvin Ridley. Looked really good. Looks really explosive. Kind of a little, obviously not in pads yet, but saw Quinyon Mitchell. Apparently AJ Brown said Quinyon Mitchell's first words to him were like some trash talk. So James Bradbury's moving up to safety, so Quinyon Mitchell's been getting the first team reps at corner. I really like that.
Wait, Bradbury might get cut. Bradbury's going to want to get cut.
Well, they're playing him first team safety right now.
Is he better
than Reed? Reps as safety. He's been getting reps as safety. It's not about over Reed or not. It's just rep at safety. It's trying to just long his career and make the money worth it. But I mean, look, if he gets cut, he gets cut. This team can get filled out. It's only the problem is the corners are. You have Slay, and then everyone else. You got to prove it.
It's okay.
Well, besides Gardner Johnson, who plays in the slot, but that's it.
I think if you're choosing between Isaiah Rodgers is actually very good. If you he's a gambling dude, but he can ball. He's
I think very good, and I think we're stretching it just a little bit with him.
He's not an elite corner, but he's a solid slot.
He's a solid corner, yes, but he's beatable. I don't want people thinking we're getting this shutdown dude, you know. But anyway, let's move on to our WNBA recap. We could really, I was just saying, we can just start with more broad topics. Contenders right out of the gate. I think if we had to split it up into a top tier, do we put the Aces in their own tier? Are they that good? Or it's them, Sun, Liberty, probably in that first tier?
Lynx as well. I think Lynx on the first tier. I want to say the Lynx only have 2 losses.
I think they're 7. Yeah, they're 7, 6-2, 7-2. Yeah, I have my notes, but I haven't updated them in 2 days because I think they're 7-2 yesterday.
Yeah, but I would say but it's hard when it's not 30 teams like usual, to put that many people in one different tier. So I
say we could. I mean, we could just flat out put it in 3 tiers. I mean,
damn near.
So it would be the top 2 from each conference. So you're looking 7-2 Lynx, 5-2 Aces. The East has 8-2 Liberty, the 4-3 Dream, who their wins have been impressive. Their losses have kind of been how did you lose that? It's frustrating. You could probably make the argument that Seattle deserves to be over them, but just trying to split it up evenly in the conferences. The bottom of the barrel is, I think, Sparks,
Fever,
Mystics, Fever, teams you kind of expect to be there. But not to say
in the middle.
There's of course good things to say about all those teams. I guess middle of the pack, you're looking at Mercury. You're looking at the Wings, who are the best 3 and 5 team I've ever seen because of Enrique. But
I'll tell you one thing.
The Sky. The thing with the Sky is their highs are so high, but the other night when they're playing the Liberty, they have a 1-point lead going into the 4th. But then Brianna Stewart turns on that championship mentality, that difference. She goes for 34. And then when Sabrina's starting to get it together. This is what we were expecting coming out of Oregon. She's shooting lights out from 3. The playmaking has been phenomenal. But I would say what I wanted to say is that the slept on. We get to talk about the Liberty because I officially claim that as my team since Chris is an Aces dude, so I just don't want to hop on the bandwagon there. So I'm just gonna go with the Liberty. My first jersey is going to be a Sabrina Ionescu. But with the Liberty, I wanted to talk about Jonquel Jones, especially the other night. She got into some foul trouble having to guard Angel Reese, which is going to happen. But even despite that, Angel Reese shot 3 for 12 from the field. Whether that's her own not great touch around the rim or Jones's defense, I thought she played great. She adds an additional 15 points a night to this team. So, like, when you think scoring, you mainly think, Stewart and Ionescu, but I think Jonquel Jones has been great. And on top of that, like Chris mentioned earlier, when we're talking about efficiency with WNBA players, or we might have said this off air, like we're talking efficiency with WNBA players, it's not really that big of a deal. But for Jonquel Jones to not get the amount of shots that the other two do, she shoots 66% true shooting. Bringing true shooting to the WNBA is going to do wonders, I promise. But I just wanted to really give Jonquel Jones her flowers. I really think it's more of like a big three over there in New York instead of like those top two. Yeah, Jonquel Jones is going to be like, when they win this championship and, when we beat the Aces somehow, she's going to be remembered as that Rodman.
And Lainey Hamilton is the Josh Hart to that big three if they needed one. Brigette Lainey Hamilton is one of those girls who could skate by and get 12 points all year, and then when you need her, go get 20 or 25 in the playoffs. Like she's really, really good. I think her, like if the Aces and Liberty do meet up again in the finals, I think the X factor would be her and Chelsea Gray, like in that series. Like who is going to lift up their team that much more? But I really like Lainey Hamilton. She's really, really good. She's really good.
I would say we could transition just right to the Aces if we're talking contenders. I mean, like you said, we could talk about Asia Wilson all day. This is here. Okay, here's a question I have for Chris. Does she have? Because a lot of people like to do this with Jokic. He has a LeBron-sized gap on the league, but he really doesn't. People just get too caught up in the moment. Maybe this is getting caught up in the moment. Does Asia Wilson have a 2013 LeBron-sized gap on the rest of the league? On player number 2?
Now, my answer is gonna be a little skewed only because, like what she's achieved, like her achievements, I'd say yeah, but just talent, I don't think she has the 2013 talent gap. And the only reason I say that is because I think Asia is the most talented player in WNBA for sure. But Nafisha Collier and Breonna Stewart are not just, I wouldn't say just as talented, but they're damn near just as talented. So I don't think the gap is the same. But with her accomplishments and how she drives her team, I can see it. But it
reminds me of like 2014 when like KD finally got that MVP. But you knew LeBron was still better. So,
right. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Somebody else might get MVP this year or something like that. But, Asia's still the girl. Like, she's the best player. And, she'll probably win the championship and the finals MVP, like the shit that really matters. But somebody else could sneak and get an MVP, kind of like last year. But I think
I dead ass dare them to give someone else MVP right now.
She irritated this year, I think. I think she irritated. Like, she's wilding right now. She's wilding right now.
Because she heard some little white girl was coming in, going to take over her league. She said, my league? My league? No.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. If you look at the team names in the WNBA and the logos long enough, they start to look AI generated.
AI generated. I mean, a lot of them. So, like, obviously, the Sparks, the Lynx, the Sun, or the Mercury. Obviously, they, a little bit affiliated with the NBA. So I can see how you feel that way. But they're still creative in their own way. The Aces.
No. I'm just saying, like, they're all like 6 or 7 letter words. It's like it's nothing like
they're short. Short, sweet. I think that makes it a little bit more. Honestly, to me, I feel like that makes it a little more marketable.
You think?
I think so. Wings, Aces, Lynx, Spark, Sky, Liberty, Sun, Fever, Mystics. It's all short, sweet. Chicago Sky.
That's low key one of my favorites. Low key, the Sky I think is kind of cool because the Sky
Chicago Sky because that's
Chicago Sky.
New York Liberty. I wonder where they got that name from.
Do you have
what
a favorite
name? What is the name? The hypothetical Philadelphia WNBA team name?
The Bells.
I was just about to say the Bells with the E.
It got to be, yeah.
And it also sounds like, this is like way off the top of basketball, but like Tinkerbell. The ladies, the Bells.
Yeah.
Which would be a good one, or you could go with like, I don't know, the cheese.
You can't.
There's some
you can't do anything off of the 76ers because it's going to be like it's going to be considered like a downgrade.
Yeah, because the G League team was the 87ers, and then they changed to the Blue Coats.
It's a team over
like keep the color scheme, of course, but I would say you got the Valkyrie coming. What's Toronto's team's going to be named?
Oh, Paige Becker's new team, the Valkyrie.
y'all gonna be sick with the fever with the lottery again.
Oh, wait. Please. I wouldn't mind.
No, Paige is going to the Golden State team.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She wants to the Valkyries.
Yeah, her being the face of a new team would be fire. And then you kind of get like the collection of like some because you get the draft, like the supplemental draft, and get those solid players. They could be nice out the gate, kind of like the Golden Knights.
And you know what happens too. What happens in the end of the offseason where all those people like you see a person who got drafted number 4 and is not on the team next year. You add more teams, you do those supplement drafts, those players get picked up.
Yeah,
at least you got high draft picks on your team.
I wanted to mention not one of those players, but a player who didn't expect to get drafted, who's like seems to be the only rookie that's not in absolute hell right now, is Kate Martin. Kate Martin is. If we were talking about she might get cut. She's given excellent minutes to arguably the best team in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Will those minutes go down when Chelsea Gray comes back? Probably, but she's worked her way into the rotation. Like you see Nika Mule in Seattle, she's not getting any playing time. Caitlin Clark, while having the best rookie season, obviously not finding success because the Fever aren't a good team, but like she ain't necessarily having fun. And then trying to think. Cameron Brink's having a great rookie year defensively. Offensively, she's still finding her footing, but that's going to be almost all of the big ladies. So
I don't know.
Rakia Jackson as well.
Rakia Jackson as well. Yes, that's the thing with the Sparks. They're not good, but having those two, along with,
Lacey Brown is one of the best.
She's like super young, but like Hamby as well. Hamby is a
beast.
Right spot.
She's
amazing. She's amazing.
You know what Hamby is? You know who she is right now? She's Alperen Sengun on the Rockets. That's she is. That's what she is right now. And it's crazy because Lexi Brown, one of the best shooters in the W. A lot of people, my girl was like, "Oh, that's the girl that's on Gil's podcast. I know she played basketball." I'm like, "See, that's what's happening to that." I love seeing stuff like that though. Like that's what's going to help the W grow for real. My opinion.
Yeah, you gotta have the off. Nowadays, you got all these podcasts, you got all these different outlets where people can show themselves. So I'm with that. That's definitely true.
We forgot.
I don't know if you guys know this though. Philly is actually.
We forgot a rookie who made a debut, Cardozo. She played her first games. Yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah, I would say because she got a little bit of foul trouble. I think she did good though. But my backup on why she got into foul trouble is because she was guarding Aaliyah Boston, and like they just know each other. So
what's she
probably Aaliyah Boston's best game of the season, to be quite honest.
And she was still 4 for 12 at a point. I was like,
she was getting the ball in the post, facing up with Cardoso, getting by, getting up and under. She played great, and they won the game. And despite Caitlin Clark essentially disappearing after the first 5 minutes of the game, not essentially, she did. So, Aaliyah put the team on her back.
We don't have a sponsorship or anything, but if FanDuel is offering a free month of WNBA League Pass, if you opt
I bought my whole season long for $30, so I'm good.
Fair enough.
I'm good. I got all the W I need.
What I was gonna say is Philadelphia is one of 6 cities being considered by the WNBA commissioner. Back in April, they said this. She said this. So they're trying to expand to 16 teams by 2028. So the 6 cities are Philly, Toronto, Portland, Denver, Nashville, and South Florida. I assume Miami. I think Philly and Miami are probably the first 2 they'd want to knock out.
I'm going to be so real. We need, and now more than ever, we need the Philly team because the Sixers are going into like the middle of the city. So, bam, just plug them right into Wells Fargo.
No, they'd be going with them.
I don't like that. Because also, the idea of just moving right into the middle of the city is stupid. So
that stadium is not halfway approved yet, which is another conversation.
Well, it should be 0 approved. So,
Chris, basically, they're trying to move into Chinatown in the middle of the city. Like New York is New York. Like they got MSG. It's been historical. I think MSG is still kind of a shithole. Be honest, it's going to upset a lot of New Yorkers, but it's honestly it's like an old stadium. It's shaped funky. Some of the seats are weird. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
The environment's there. Like I'm not going to say the environment's not there. It's a good sports.
You said you can't see anything. Like,
dude, bro, it's shaped like this.
It's like bowl down, and it's hella. So Danny, I know you probably seen it too. If you man, it's hella like how you get those like we're sitting behind a pole. It's hella poles in there to where like you might be. It's like 30% chance you're at a seat where you can't see shit, or it's like curved
obstructed.
Around.
Dude, it's like you're at a baseball game sitting behind left field foul pole. Like
that's the
this is why we need to start considering Boston, the TD Garden, the real Garden.
That was perfect way you put that, Danny, too. Sitting behind left field. That it sucks, dude. And I liked my experience there. It was cool because the atmosphere was cool. But like if you're not sitting like in that middle bowl or like around this like close on the sides, it's not worth it.
Oh, the experience is built for celebrities. That's
Let me ask
people who have like money.
Yeah, we're talking about NBA city. Yeah, do you think there's like Philly needs a team, Miami needs a team. We're getting a Golden State one. We're getting a Toronto one. Is there any other?
Bring the shock back to Detroit.
Okay, so Detroit needs a team.
Yeah, only because
Houston needs a team.
Yes, the comments.
So we already. So what? So we're at Philly, Miami, Detroit, Houston. That's 4 new spots.
Yep.
Is there any other city I'm missing that might?
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you one thing.
You know what I'm thinking?
When they announce a Pittsburgh NBA team, they should announce at the same exact time. They should announce the WNBA team.
I like that. Here's my question though. So after we get through those 4 and Pittsburgh, we kind of got to wait on an NBA team there. Do you think instead of maybe going to like Oklahoma Nashville. City or like or before even Nashville, do you think they hop on the bandwagon of every other sports league and give New York a second team?
No.
I've been seeing that, but you know what I would rather have instead of New York getting a second team, and this might sound crazy, I would give a team to Boston. And the reason
I was literally just thinking that. I was like, Boston needs a team.
Every blue blood city has one. Chicago, LA, like New York. Like Boston's really the only like earlier team for real that doesn't have a WNBA team. And I think hopefully with Boston fans, supporting the team the way they do, that they would get behind that team in Boston and support them. But I think that would be a decent place to go in Boston, just because I think it's a basketball enough city to where I think they can get some love in there.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to explain in the future that like I like the Eagles, Flyers, Phillies. Well, I like the Celtics, but I don't like Philly or Boston's WNBA team because I like the Liberty. Yeah, bro, it's just going to be a long story. And I'm just going to fall back on I like certain players. So,
well, no. You can have a real explanation. They don't have teams.
The Sixers have a team. I wasn't born before the Sixers were.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the W. Like when you're trying to explain how your W fandom works.
Well, that makes sense. But I feel like some people are like, oh, well, your hometown team now is a team. You have to know. My hometown team doesn't have Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart, so we're not doing that.
Not yet. They don't.
Blockbuster trade gets washed. Breanna Stewart in 6 years. Prime Sabrina, or like one of her last years of her prime. But
they're the Nets.
Do we have anything to add on about W talk? Enrique, leading scorer. People are even me. I was entirely unfamiliar with her game. Oh my God.
Yeah. So the thing I'm gonna say is this:
she's a jack, though. But
but that's what we talked about.
We need that.
But also too, with no Sabtu, that's another reason why she shoot as much as she is. Because Sabtu's out. Another reason why. If Sabtu was there, she would shoot a little bit less. Not much less, but a little bit less. It would be like
she's keeping the wings afloat. I have no complaining about her field goal percentage.
So this is the thing I'll say for all the NBA watchers: if you have a favorite NBA player, I promise to God you can go find a comp in the WNBA to just get behind and just to like a player. I promise you can find a comp. If you're a player who likes, if you're a person who likes players who break down, will get the wrong shot, Enrique. If you're a person who likes a big who could do it all, you can go Hamby. If you like something new exciting. You like Wemby. Obviously, Caitlin Clark's new and exciting. She's not 84 feet tall, but you get what I'm saying. I think it's just that's the cool part about WNBA right now. It's so much talent, and if you're a person who likes basketball under the rim, like people who just aren't hops, like if you're a Jokic fan, if you're a fan of people who don't, you know what I'm saying? If you're a Jokic fan and you like people who stay close to the ground, WNBA is your sport because nobody can dunk for real like that, and they all have hella skill.
If you love somebody that operates in that middle range, that mid range, that post,
yes,
A'ja Wilson,
yes,
and
she's hitting a 3 now.
Like
yo,
and she hit a 3 last night.
She's cheating.
Want to know that
A'ja Wilson she gonna start popping 3 to 5 again.
So who do you think? 40%. Who do you think Caitlin's NBA comp is?
Trae.
Yeah, it's Trae Young right now.
I've been saying that for probably like a cool year. Like, and even the rookie seasons are going to be super similar.
You know who I got for A'ja Wilson?
Who?
Chris might love this one.
Who?
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Oh, it's so weird because like when we think Kobe, we think obviously shooting guard, but like he's like taller than A'ja.
I'm gonna tell y'all the comp.
It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not.
I'm gonna tell you the comp, Danny. I'm gonna tell you the comp. I'm gonna tell you the A'ja Wilson comp. Hear me out. It's Hakeem Olajuwon. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yes. Hakeem played mid post a lot. A lot of the dream shake that was all in the mid post. He got the 3 later, but he didn't shoot it much because it was playing earlier. A lot of mid range. He was the best defender by far. Blocks and steals. He's the best defender by far. He would get you 30, 10, 5 blocks. 5. That's what A'ja Wilson is. And
Chris, you know what? We're 30 years from now. We're gonna be looking back. Yo, I'll remember A'ja Wilson was my favorite player. She was the best in the league. They're gonna be like, nah, this random new player.
Who's 16 with hops.
Chris,
no idea how good A'ja Wilson was.
Bro, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about how the WNBA game used to be played under the rim. Not everybody's dunking. I know it's coming. Maybe not everybody's dunking, but it's going to be a time where it's like 30% of women on WNBA teams going to be able to dunk. I know it's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to be here.
Yo,
I know it's going to happen at some point.
They're going to say A'ja Wilson played against like hairstylists.
Literally. And I'm going to hate that. I'm going to cry.
She's playing against IG models.
Yes. Content creators. Bro,
they're going to bring up OnlyFans models.
Yes, bro. They're gonna bring up all. Oh my god, I can see it now, Danny. You just made me want to cry. Damn.
LeBron played against podcasters and streamers. A'ja Wilson played against OnlyFans models and IG thoughts.
No. That is nuts. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's funny.
I'll tell you what though, you drop A'ja Wilson in like the NBA in the 1940s. I promise you, she's better than Joe.
20 and 10. 20 and 10.
Yo, shave the head.
20 and 10. Bro, did y'all? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something I seen on Twitter today. So USA teams used to be so cheating, like for girls basketball, because like they would send, like, bro, the front court was Cappie Pondexter, Candace Parker, and Lisa Leslie, and then Donna Taurasi and Sue Bird were in the backcourt. That was the starting 5. Don Staley and Carol Lawson were on the bench. Like, bro, those teams were like dream team-esque every single time. Cheryl Swoops, like they were all the 12 on that team were literally the 12 best, like 12 of the 20 best WNBA players of all time. I was looking at it. It's a doc too on ESPN, but bro, it's so crazy how they stack their teams for.
What they better run up this year is wild.
Yeah, it's about to be wicked over there. It's WNBA. I mean, women's Olympic basketball is like how it used to be in the '90s. Still for men's, like they just still dominate and just beat the crap.
Catch up. They're gonna catch up. I mean, in the meantime, the men's game is evolving because we're about to have the best Olympics competitively of all time. Like, I know people think like, oh, they're putting together this one last unit USA team. I'm like, it's not going to be like the 2012 team. They're not just about to run over everybody. Like, I promise you. Yeah. Like, because guys play different when it comes to their country. Like,
Hugo Batum is back for France, baby.
Look, I'm telling you, we're meeting Slovenia in the finals. Luka is going to get them there, especially if he loses the finals, which is actually a perfect transition to talk about Luka and the finals. I want to give
before we do that, I want to say my boy. I texted my boy. So my boy is from Connecticut. Apparently, he like knows Dan Hurley, not like personally, but like he's like talked to him before.
He's got plugs.
He got plugs. Yeah, he connected to him, and I said, "You see the news about Dan Hurley?" He said, "Why does LeBron even need a coach? He's taking my goat too soon."
I mean, that's fact. Look, LeBron, you want to prove you're the GOAT at this point. Just be a player coach. Be like Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's what we need.
I'm with it.
Joe Mazzulla I'm pretty sure Joe Mazzulla is the youngest head coach to make the finals, or youngest like Celtics head coach to make the finals since Bill Russell did it when he was a player coach. I can only imagine that. Like he's sitting in a suit, he's watching like an older Bob Cousy go to work. He's like, man, you takes the suit off. I'll do this myself.
Yo, Mazzulla is Sean McVay.
Mazzulla would do that too if he could.
He's Sean McVay.
Oh, but
no.
Oh, he's young, and it stopped there.
That's about it.
I've grown a bigger fan of Joe, especially over the last series. I saw something cool on JJ Redick's podcast where LeBron was like, "Why don't we foul up 6-2?" And JJ was like, "You want to know something? Joe Mazzulla did it first, where he did it last round. They were up 6 in OT, fouled Nembhard. Joe's growing on me a little bit. I won't lie. Let's start with that. Let's start with the coaching matchup. It's not
Jason Kidd.
It's not like Joe Mazzulla and Jason Kidd. It's not playing chess. It's not playing 4D chess. They're not even playing checkers. These brothers are playing tic-tac-toe.
I don't know. I don't know if that's entirely true.
I do.
I think what they like to do is say, let's let our star players run the offense. And even though they're young, even though they're in their mid-20s, they know basketball. And they're going to run the offenses the way they want to. And sometimes the Celtics run too much ISO ball. But I think Luka just runs like a really, really good pick and roll and makes the right passes a lot of time. Where sometimes the Celtics just go ISO ball and you want to throw your headphones at a TV.
Here's the thing.
The Mavs do that a little less.
Here's the thing with Celtics ISO ball and even Mavs ISO ball. When it comes down to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, run ISO ball for 48 minutes. Those are probably those four. In terms of isolation, it's not going to get much better than those four. Like there's some other names,
LeBron,
KD, Devin Booker, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards. But like Giannis, of course. But like when it comes like. These four guys are like some of the best in isolation. Jaylen Brown is like a steamroller heading to the rim. Jason Tatum has the ability to shoot the three, post up fadeaways, and of course, when his frontal lobe finally develops, he'll realize he can just bulldoze everybody to the rim. Luka's methodical, do it my way. I'm slow, I'm gonna go fast, I'm gonna change pace on you, impossible to guard. And Kyrie Irving, you know how he gets down. But I would say with Mazzulla runs, at least before last series, it's like he runs a good offense until his team gets down. And then it's like his brain turns off or something. But now I watched him come back down from 18. He stuck with his guns. He didn't just start jacking threes. He was like, we're going to go with some Tatum ISO driving kick. We're going to go with Jaylen Brown. You're going to get to the rim. One thing I saw on Twitter that they love a lot is empty ball screen. So they'll set a screen, and whoever is asking for the screen will go opposite of the screen. There's no one on that side of the court because everybody's to the left. So they'll just have the whole baseline to work, and you're not stopping anybody on this team from getting to their right hand and, shooting a layup. So now for Kidd, like you said, yes, Doncic and Irving essentially control the offense. But defensively, what Kidd has drawn up these past three series they've been phenomenal.
And I'm really interested to see what matchups, the way he draws up the team, and because like obviously Luka's going to be on White or Jrue Holiday.
Yeah, like I had some questions. So for Kidd specifically, here's my worries for them. How are you going to defend the Jays? That's one. Who are you throwing out? Are you going to start PJ on Tatum? Are you going to put Derek Jones on Brown? Because
I think right now, Derek on Tatum might be the matchup. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because we're shy. I'm saying that because he can match his length, and you can start switching him. You can start switching him. If as the series goes on, if Tatum starts beating down Derek. Get the stockier guy and PJ a little stockier than Derek. Derek don't got much weight on him. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's my issue with either of them guarding him. For one, in limited minutes, I don't want to bash PJ here. It's limited minutes. Tatum shooting 70% when guarded by PJ Washington this season. in 3 matchups. In one of those games, I believe he gave him 45. So that's one issue. PJ and Derrick Jones both suffer this. They don't got the first step that Tatum has. I think the most underrated part of Jason Tatum's game is his footwork. He's gonna pivot. He's gonna, catch you sleeping, and then he's gonna go. I think his speed is an underrated aspect of his game. And then other problem with Derrick Jones, man, you little. That's another problem. He might be too little for him and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I don't know though. Tatum isn't that much bigger than him.
Tatum is that much bigger than him. Like, people are not exaggerating when he's like 6'8", 6'9", 225 pounds. Like, he's a strong dude. Like, it's no joke. And even more than that, Derrick Jones is a little skinnier. Now, of course, the length is, if you can get him out in like the perimeter, that's gonna help. Tatum's gonna be calling for switches all day. You get Derrick Jones on the post, he's probably gonna hit you with that Schmitty spin, wrap around to the baseline, and hammer it home on Daniel Gafford. But I'm just playing.
Derek Lively.
Daniel Gafford, Lively, great rim protectors. So that's a question for the Celtics. But another question. So they've been traditionally playing. We're going to keep Lively and Gafford in the paint. We're not going to guard your stretch big who can hit threes. You can beat us. They did that with Chet. They did it with Cat. They were like, beat us. And they didn't. Are you going to stick with your guns here? Are you going to be like, Porzingis, you can beat us?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing.
To be quite honest. And now maybe
that is the X factor of the series. If Porzingis can be healthy and actually make some shots down the stretch, I mean, we know he's healthy enough to play. I mean, we don't know what the extent of his fatigue level. He hasn't played basketball in a month at this point.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I mean, my headcanon with that is that he's been healthy for about a series and a half, and he's just hasn't needed his number called. But
I agree, but I'm saying healthy versus being in condition to play games. Yeah. Scrimmages are different. You know that more than me. So he's gonna take a few games to be Kristaps Porzingis again. If the Mavs can just hang around in the series, without Porzingis being who he is, if he's not who he is immediately, it could be pretty interesting. Because if you really think about it, that's where the Celtics have an advantage, is having that that stretch 5, stretch 4, and he's definitely stretch 5, yeah.
Yeah, he's this year, so yeah, we'll just go with that.
The problem is Chet faded in the series when they played the Thunder. Cat, aside from that one game, they were talking about. He made the Wolves think about moving on from Cat. They're reevaluating his role with the Wolves. So the Mavs are literally shutting down these stretch 4s and making their lives hell just by leaving their big guy in the paint and saying, "You want it, you go shoot it." And we're gonna pester you with Luka and Kyrie and all these wings. So I think it's a real matchup. I mean, Tatum and Brown are gonna get theirs either way. They could be liable to go 25, 30 every night.
Liable to go Michael. Take a pick. Now I want to go to Chris. Let's flip sides when it comes to Porzingis, though, Chris. So Lively and Gafford have been awesome. Lob threats. Dunker spots, just getting their buckets easy in the pick and roll. Even if Porzingis isn't hitting his shots, though, he's a better defender than Chet just because he's a little bigger at this point. Chet, dude, add 5 pounds.
He's 190, bro.
Might be the second best defender in the league, but
he's 190. Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is depending on who you have starting with Luka, that pick and roll, how valuable will Porzingis be in guarding that pick and roll? I'll say, let's put you in the shoes of Boston. What are you rolling out defensively? Who do you have guarding who? Are there any roamers? What would you do?
I've been talking about this with my friend for a long time. Not a long time, for a couple of days now, because he's a big.
It felt like a long time, man.
Yeah, my friend Terrence, the one you've seen on Twitter, he's a big Dallas fan, so I've been talking to him about it. And we were talking about the side that y'all were talking about before, but I've thought about the Boston side. Me personally, what I'm doing, I'm putting Drew on Kyrie. Only reason I'm doing that, like I said, Drew's hand speed is one thing, but Drew's also strong enough. And if you know Kyrie, if Kyrie's not making, he's gonna try to get to the lane and get to those little like pull ups. They're floaters, but they're really pull ups. And I think Drew takes that part of his game away. So I think you make Kyrie into more of a jump shooter, and he have to finish at the rim over 7-3. So I think that makes it harder for him. So I'm going Drew there. On Luka, I'm personally putting Derek White. I'm not putting Jaylen Brown. I have Jaylen Brown on Derrick Jones, and I have Tatum on PJ Washington to let them be able to roam off if they're going to. Like if PJ's gonna start making corner threes, then yeah, JT, you can stay home a little bit. But the reason I say that is the same reason why. Because if Luka gets to the paint, he's gonna shoot that little turnaround, throw that floater. Throw that floater alley-oop. Now, if that doesn't work, you know who's down there rebound now because they're guarding Derrick Jones and PJ Washington. Now you have JB and Jason Tatum starting to break now. So now you have Jason Tatum pushing the ball up the court. You have your 6'10" guy who's gonna find a mismatch on that break. So now you're gonna have Luka picking him up sometimes. Now you have Kyrie picking him up sometimes. Now you're able to get into your offense fast. You don't have to necessarily settle for a three, but now you can just play open and play flow offense. And I think that's when Boston's most dangerous. So that's what I would do. And as a center, their center is going to be by the rim, which is good enough for you. So Porzingis or Al, and Al Horford is one of the best post defenders of our time. He just doesn't get the credit for it, but he just is. And the activity that Horford has, the activity that Porzingis can have, that I've seen him have, and Porzingis not scared of shit. Porzingis will jump and block your shit or get dunked, though he doesn't care. And that's the part I think you got to have in this type of series where Gafford and Lively are trying to finish everything. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, if it's not a dunk, Gafford sucks by the rim. He cannot make layups. So as long as Porzingis is there and bothering him, that's going to be a thing. So I think if you're Boston, you play it like that because you make Luka and Kyrie kill you by one dimension. You put Derek White on Luka to where now Luka only has the post-up game he wants to do. He don't want to play with the ball in front of you because you got quick hand, things like that. So now you take away more pick and rolls. You make Luka into a post-up score. We have to play out the post. It changes the Dallas whole offense. It changes how many touches PJ gets, changes how many touches Derrick Jones gets, so on and so forth. And then you make it to where Luka has to score 50, 12, and 12 to beat you. And if he does it 4 times, you tip your hat. But I don't think it's going to happen 4 times. I think you just live with that result.
My only disagreements on the matchups would be Derek White on Luka. One, because what's Luka's listed height? Is it like 6'7"?
Yeah, he's 6'8",
6'8".
though.
Okay, that is correct. Yes, he is 6'8".
Mm.
Derek White had a really hard time with Pascal Siakam last round. And a lot of it was Pascal making tough turnaround, mid-range fadeaways. Look, you tip your hat to that.
Exactly.
Now Luka's just gonna make those. Like that's just who he is. Now I'm not saying that's not who Pascal isn't. Like he does that for sure. He's a great player, all-star. But it's like, look, if I'm defending him for 48 minutes, if he's gonna make that all game, it's like, damn, Luka will make that all game. Derek White does struggle with bigger guards. I can admit that. My only switch, I would start Jaylen Brown on him and maybe let Derek White guard Derrick Jones. Because Derrick Jones' truly only offensive threat is backdoor lobs. And Derek White is one of, in my opinion, like obviously he's known for his great on-ball defense, his transition defense. Off-ball defense is great as well. So not catch him lacking on the baseline backdoor cut on the lob. He's really here to shoot corner threes or shoot open threes. But I see the way you're playing it, though. Definitely on the way you want to start the break, how you want to bring the ball up.
And this is really what I raised to you, Tone, of why I said that. In the sense of, do you want Luka killing you like that? Do you want those harder shots that are contested in the mid-range? Or do you want him pick and rolling you for 48 minutes? And now you got your bigs. You got to figure out, are you going to drop in it? Are you going to play? How you going to play it? And that's the only reason why I said it, because I think, like, on the other side of why I would put JT, why I would put PJ Washington on JT. Because although JT's still stronger than PJ Washington, it makes him more one-dimensional, because he's not going to go post up PJ Washington every play. He could, but he's not going to go do that. He's going to more so, like you said, play on the perimeter, play for the switch. And if you're Dallas, do you live with Jason Tatum at the rim, or do you live with him out there? So that's all I'm saying. It's like, I think that's your best chance to make Luka work the hardest. And a lot of what they've been winning on, and Danny said this before, is the role players. Now, think about this. Luka's killing Derek White. Cool. Derrick Jones Jr., PJ Washington, they ain't touched the ball in 8 possessions. Now when Luka Doncic needs them to make those corner threes, them shits ain't falling because they ain't been touching the ball as much. So now Luka,
I believe in you.
Luka, you see what I'm saying? Luka got 50, but now PJ Washington, Derrick Jones, Gafford, and Lively combined for 20. you win that game by 15 because of how the game went. So that's the way I'm looking at it in that sense. I want to see how tonight goes, though. I think they start Jaylen Brown on him too, though. That's my thought.
Oh, yeah, because Jaylen Brown, one thing I like to think about, like the Steph Curry matchup. Steph Curry is like, oh, smaller guard, yeah, let's just put Derek White on him. No, they're like, we're throwing 6'7" Jaylen Brown at you because we know you don't like that.
We take away your layups. You only can shoot jumpers now.
And I would say with Jaylen Brown, probably had his best year defensively because he's a lot better off ball, but he's really a lot better on ball. So I think with a team like the Mavericks with Doncic at the helm, don't want to get caught sleeping, ball watching, and then your guy gets open. That's my only worry for Jaylen Brown specifically. Let's flip the question though. How do you see
Boston guarding
Dallas guarding Boston?
Because
Boston, yeah. unlike here's really the main difference for me. It's going to be a competitive series. Don't get me wrong, but the reason why I think Boston is going to end up winning is because they got more guys for Kyrie and Luka. Like you got 4 guys you can throw at Luka. You could throw Holiday, White, Brown, Tatum. You got 4 guys you could throw at Kyrie. Same 4 dudes. But like on the other end, it's like, oh, we'll throw PJ and Derek Jones at Tatum and Brown. And then what do you do after?
Yeah.
What do you do after? Because if they're getting their ass bust, what are you gonna do?
And this is gonna be the thing for
them.
I
hate to put so much input on. I'm clearly a little bit biased. I've been waiting for about 2 years. So please take my opinion with a grain of salt. I'm trying to be as basketball ahead as I can. That's why I'm gonna defer to these two for this question. How do you handle Boston if you're Dallas?
Danny, you want to go first? Well, I think
if you're Dallas, what I really like to do is this. I like to disregard Jrue Holiday, and I'm not saying that Jrue Holiday is a non-threat. I'm gonna say if Jrue Holiday beats you, it's okay. You want to focus your attention on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Danny, you hurt my feelings with that.
Jrue Holiday. Okay, I don't want to put it. Look, if Jrue Holiday beats you, then he beats you. That brother shot 60% on corner threes this year.
I know that's my point. If he's shooting 60%, what the hell are you supposed to do about it? Like he's not.
That's the beauty of Jrue Holiday on this Celtics team. Instead of like in Milwaukee, where he had to be the second, third option. He's the 5th option for Boston offensively, especially with Porzingis back. And then if Al's in the lineup, he's 4th. But I mean, I guess I get where you're coming from, though.
I'm there right now. I'm not doing that because I know Jrue Holiday can win. He can beat you. He'll beat you like that. So I'll say
champions in this series.
That's one thing I'll say. But I see where Danny's coming from, and I think if it is a person to leave, I'm with you on that, Danny, for sure. But I'll say this: if I'm the Mavs, I want to play them. I want to play the Celtics like the Celtics play everybody else. I'm sorry, like the Pacers play everybody else. Bro, you have to make some layups. I'm not gonna let you shoot 45 threes and make 20 of them and beat me by 25. Tatum, you're gonna have to have your frontal lobe develop and put us in the rim like you should. And like you said, he can do that. But as you know, as I know,
does he?
As Pure Sweat Training knows and Drew Hanlon knows, it's a couple step backs coming, and we'll live with those. But we can't have Derek White have 9 3-point attempts, Jrue Holiday have 10, Tatum with 8. No, we can't have that. So in my opinion, you have to run them off the line, make them make twos, and I mean obviously they can't make twos, yeah. But the threes are what would hurt you, because and you know this as well as anybody, Tone. You've seen Celtics runs where Tatum gets an and-1, smack his hands real hard. Derek White comes, make a 3, a steal, another 3. Now you're down 11. You were just up 3. So you can't have those type of games, especially in the Garden. So I think if you're the Mavs, you want them to shoot twos. You want Porzingis in that mid post shooting that turnaround jump over Kyrie. Okay, cool, I'll take it. Like Kevin Durant said, if Kevin Durant gonna shoot 50% on him, I'll take Porzingis shooting 40% on him. I just want that over Danny. Open threes for Jrue Holiday, open threes for Derek White. Because not saying that they're defenders who need to get going by offense, but every defender feels better when they're playing well or making shots. So then you got extra motivation to guard those two guys. And as Tone said, with them having more to throw at Dallas than Dallas has to throw at Boston, that's something to really watch for. Because if Derek White and Jrue Holiday can tire out Luka and Kyrie, Dallas don't really have many more creators. If Derek White and Jrue Holiday are tired out, You got Tatum and Brown over there still. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just you have to make them make twos and can't let them live behind the three or you'll lose.
Yeah,
I would say underrated guy you could throw at Tatum and Brown, not until like clamp him up. Obviously, no one's gonna do that, but like not Exum. I was gonna say Josh Green. Underrated.
Oh yeah.
He's super playable. Like
Josh Green has to play this series.
His growth has been very underrated. I think he needs to be a little bit more.
Bro, Green minutes instead of Hardaway minutes. Green minutes.
Play Jaden Hardy. Play Jaden Hardy. Watch what
he will play. He's gonna play.
Tatum's gonna get that switch.
Tatum will shoot side step three.
But you need Hardy in because you need that spark. Because the Celtics got that spark. Believe it or not, the spark comes in. There's Pritchard, of course. He's literally
boy.
But the Celtic spark comes in the form of a 37-year-old Dominican family man who can pop off 3 straight threes, make you call a timeout, and now you're scrambling because it's like, dog, their 6th option is beating us.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do, though. You have to do that. You have to not. You can't let that shit happen.
I do like your points, though.
Horford can't shoot 9 threes, bro. He can't.
This is if we're talking about the Celtics, this is the largest test they have faced in the playoffs. A team that is healthy.
Yeah, not
a team that is healthy. About health level, about talent level, about ISO ball, about matchups, everything. This is going to be their biggest test, and I'm really excited to see this series. I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people expect.
Okay, with that being said, let's give some predictions.
You want to start?
If y'all want me to start, I mean, I'm going Celtics in 5. I think they match up like through this whole talk. It's only even made me feel better. The Celtics just match up too good, and maybe the Mavs had the best player in the series. I want to say something about that. How many times has that even mattered for Jason Tatum? There's been series where he's definitely the best player. In all the Miami series, he's been the best player, and he's 1-2 against them. Well, 1-3, but we're not counting this first round year because Jimmy wasn't playing. Let's think. In the 2022 run, KD was going in the best player in the series. They got swept. Next round, Giannis is the best player in the series. They end up losing in 7. It just a lot of the times it doesn't really matter who the best player in the series is. Because
I think it only matters if every game is going to be close. And I think if you're thinking every game is going to be close, then I think it matters more. But I don't know if every game is going to be close here. So I'm with you. I don't think it matters.
I don't think it will. The Celtics haven't blown someone out in in a long time. I think they're due. That's a fair word. But I'm gonna go Celtics in 5. Look, please take my opinion with a grain of salt. I know you're gonna call me biased. I get it. It's fine.
It's not crazy.
It's well deserved too.
Look, if the Sixers was in the finals, or if the Lakers was in the finals, and y'all said, man, Sixers in 4. Look, bro, I take a step back. I'm like, hey, I respect it. But
I'm exactly gonna say that. I'm gonna say that 100%.
No, dude, if the Sixers were in the finals, I would say if the Sixers were in the finals, and I'd say we're getting swept because I have no faith. Come on, man.
Dude, I said the Lakers were gonna beat the Nuggets in the first round, and I was dead serious. I meant that.
I said the same thing. No, they didn't get their ass beat. They had leads, and they blew the lead.
That was the greatest 5-game series of all time. That's what we're gonna get this series. I think we're gonna get look, it's gonna disappoint a lot of people. We're only getting 5 games of this, but look, it's gonna be a great series.
I ain't gonna lie. All right, so
take my opinion with a grain of salt.
My prediction, y'all.
I'm not presenting a good basketball opinion right now.
Don't be scared. Okay, so I said this when the finals got set. I think the Mavs win in 6 or Celtics win in 7. And this is the reason why I say this. I think Jaylen Brown about to sell this series something crazy. And this is even coming from Jaylen Brown hate. This isn't even Jaylen Brown hate. This is just that big stage again. Last time on the big stage, it was technically Jason Tatum's fault because he's injured and blah, 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 all this other, BS. I can see Jaylen Brown trying to go out there and say, hey, I am the guy. Whether y'all like it or not, whether Tatum likes it or not. And I can see him jagging 2 games. And I can see Luka and Kyrie winning 2 games. Just off the strength of them going nuclear to combine for 80 points or something crazy like that. Like, does that happen? I don't know. Could the Celtics win in 4? Yes. But I can see it in 6 as well. I think the thing the Mavs have to pray for is good role player play and Jaylen Brown trying to show that he's really Jason Tatum, just dark skin. And if that happens, then I think it's going to be a really, really close series. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to come down to just game management and who can control the style of play. If the Celtics can control the style of play, then they're going to win in 4, in my opinion. But if the Mavs can slow it down and if the Celtics aren't making 23s while the game's slow, then I think the Mavs have a chance to win in 6. But they don't win it in 6. If it goes home to Boston Garden for a Game 7, Jason Tatum not going to lose a Game 7. I don't think so. Not from all the stuff going on.
So what are we going with?
I'm gonna go with Mavs in 6 just so I can make some controversy.
Chris, I actually have the opposite prediction of you overall. I have Celtics in 6 or Mavs in 7.
Nice, that worked. That works.
I'm leaning Mavs in 7. I'm going to tell you something. I think the Celtics in 6 part of me is that if the Celtics win, if they could go 1-1 at home, and they could go win 3 of 4, very well.
So do you have this fear, Danny? So this is the thing. So this is why I said in 6 or 7. Tonight would be the night for the Mavs to catch the Celtics, right?
Yep.
Celtics
Game 1,
a hella long layoff. For no
not
reason.
Not even that. It's Porzingis' first game back. He might have the jitters still. He might need to get his feet under him still.
Yeah, I think
first 2 games in Boston.
This is the game to pop him. If they do catch him,
I would say the glorious thing about if Porzingis has the jitters,
sit him down.
He's our third best player. Sit his ass down. If he's not contributing offensively, just don't give him the ball.
Oh no, I don't even think I'm not even that. That's less of what I'm thinking, more so of just the layoff, of being rusty. Just say the Celtics come out in the first half and have a slow first, and the Mavs can get a lead, and it's just hard to chop down sometimes. That's the way I think they can pop them. But if the Celtics don't come out rusty and they just come out energized, then they can easily get
my hope for that is that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they were with Drew Hanlon 2 days ago.
That's what I was talking about. Practicing their jump shots.
I love seeing Jaylen Brown work out with Drew Hanlon because a lot of people don't think that Tatum and Brown are close knit like that, but Tatum putting him onto his shooting coach.
Yeah, they are best.
And lethal shooter the best. Chill.
Look.
You think so?
Boy, did you see what he did to AD's 3? Fuck out.
And Kyle Kuzma.
He's not better than Drew Hanlon.
He broke Kyle Kuzma's arm, dude. I saw it. I saw him break his arm.
Drew Hanlon. That's the thing. A lot of Celtics Nation hates Drew Hanlon because they're like, oh, he broke Tatum's jumper. No, Tatum broke his jumper when he decided to become a power lifter.
And when Tatum started doing this shit here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that push is. I'm so tired of that.
Ash, man.
He didn't do that at Chaminade. He didn't do that.
No, Chris, it's that
strong.
I swear to God, he might have hurt his shoulder in that Miami series.
You're
it's
right.
the same thing that Markelle Fultz started doing. He did that.
Damn, you're right.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
But
it is a launch now.
It's still the same fundamentals of it all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like he has 2 different shooting motions. He has that one where it's super hitchy, but once he makes 2, it's just going straight up.
But his catch and shoot is valid too. His catch and shoot is very valid. It's just when he's off the step back, he kind of launches into it.
I feel like he's better off the dribble. His catch and shoot's good too. His
shot form looks better on the catch and shoot, but I think he might shoot better off.
I see what y'all saying.
Yeah.
I'm with
pulling
you.
it up from his left hand to his right.
Yeah.
He'd shoot a lot better if he wasn't double jointed. I promise.
I see. Valid. I see.
Because his elbow flying out y'all know what I mean. The double jointed shit just makes it so unaesthetic.
All right. I sold that.
Okay, so Celtics are officially underdogs over here.
I know it's making Tone feel so good.
No, because the ESPN experts voted Mavs 9-8.
Bro, the experts mean nothing.
Underdog, we're the underdogs.
Bro,
the underdogs.
The sports books have them at
all the pressure's on Luka. All the pressure's on Luka and Kyrie. No pressure for Tatum.
Oh man,
you're
officially the underdogs. Bro. First 64-win underdog of all time.
Bro. Hey, I'm gonna call y'all tonight. I'm gonna call the chat tonight after the first half, and I'm telling you, if Jaylen Brown is having one of those Antonio Brown games, y'all not here to laugh. I'm gonna tell you, because he will go Antonio sometimes. I know you know what I mean. In that Pacers series, some of the first halves, he'll have 20 points. But we're in with 8, and he still act like he had 20. Bro, that brother was out there playing his brain, his frontal lobe wasn't developed. And I'm telling you, the Mavs just need 2 of those games out of Jaylen Brown, and it's a series. But if they don't get any games out of Jaylen Brown at that,
if Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP, the joy I get out of it is coming back to this.
Oh my God!
The disrespect to my boys.
I will throw up.
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Finals MVP.
I'm gonna be very excited when Derrick Jones Jr. makes the game-winning shot.
Oh,
and he gets a statue erected in our town.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Erected?
Yeah, that was crazy, Dave. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Okay.
But if Kyrie wins Finals MVP, I want y'all to know something.
There will be chats. There will be
chats.
chats.
Conversations had.
Who do we have for Finals MVP? Because I obviously I have Jason Tatum winning it. I'm not picking like Drew Holiday. But
Derek Lively.
They're gonna give it. They're gonna give it to Derek White because he guarded.
They're 100% going to give it to Derek White. But I picked the Mavs to win. I'm giving Kyrie Finals MVP because this is long overdue. When he was with LeBron the first time, I'm a Bron guy. Y'all know how I feel about my boy. I damn near would have gave Kyrie that Finals MVP. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is his time. This is his time now.
Kyrie, I trust you.
He said, Kai, here, please take me home, please. And what did he do?
Dog, he had Steph Curry guarding him.
He said what?
I don't know, dude. That is
Kyrie
one of
shoots
the most...
the long ball. No good. Porzingis the rebound, and the Boston Celtics.
I would
WNBA champion.
Yo, you ready?
Cleveland cut the lead to 36 in Game 6. Huge three.
That's from down 36 in a finals game, bro. Luka can't chat with me for 2 summers.
Kyrie sidestep 3 off the mark. Rebound Gafford.
Kicks it out to Derrick Jones.
Out to Jones.
Out to Jones. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Bro, that would be nasty. Oh, that would be crazy.
Derrick Jones hitting a game-winning 3 in the NBA Finals.
That would be nuts.
Oh, Danny, I'm assuming you got Luka Finals MVP?
I have Luka in the Finals MVP, assuming the Mavericks win at 7. I think he's going to pass to Kyrie Irving to get the game-winning shot. But Luka's going to have like 45 points at the point.
Celtics underdogs, man.
I love it. Bro. I love Tone's face right now. Look at him. He's locked.
I don't know what
I'm not playing tonight.
I really genuinely don't know what 2K thinks Luka is, but literally every sim he drops like 30, averages like 38, 10, and 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
And win because every defensive player of the year, every single time.
Yes.
4
Bro averages like 5 stock.
But if you play with Luka in a game, he actually stinks. Like you can't. He's unusable.
Oh, I love to use him. Step
really?
back Jay. Yeah. His shot's easy to me. My dude has that form on 2K.
I don't like the mid range. I don't like playing with middies. I like hitting. I'm like a 3 and I like pumping threes or going to get lefts.
Oh yeah, you hate Luka then.
Yeah, I hate Luka. I literally hate Luka.
Now, growing up, the only shot forms I used free throw line 2. It was Steve Nash until I got enough VC, and then I changed it to Kobe.
Yeah,
best 2K player slept on.
Gerald Green,
J.R. Smith
slept on. That's just
Rudy Gay. Gerald Green, Rudy
Gay. J.R. Smith, dude. J.R. Smith was such a good 2K player.
Yeah, Knicks J.R. was wild too on 2K.
No, Cavs J.R.
You know what I will say about this year's 2K? I think certain players, not every player, but certain players, they look like themselves.
And they got their form right too.
Like Kyrie moves like Kyrie. Tatum moves like Tatum.
Bro. Yeah, it's lit.
I swear to God,
Kyrie and 2K. Oh my God,
everyone is. But no, Cat scored. I was playing against the Wolves, and Cat scored, and he starts celebrating like he does in real life. He was like,
"Yo."
Yeah, tonight. So the underdog Celtics taking on the favorite Mavs tonight.
That's what I'm hearing.
Wait till Tone call us after Luka hits a step back 3 and 1 to cut the lead to 23 with 7 minutes left in the fourth, and then he's gonna be laughing in our face.
All right,
underdog story.
Last segment is called Danny's parlay.
Jaylen Brown makes the pull-up
Danny's
jumper
parlay
to Kyrie 25, Luka 30, Luka 8 assists, and Lively 10 rebounds.
Oh, speaking of rebounds, I want to say something. This isn't a hot take. I think this is objectively a fact. Jason Tatum is the best rebounder in the series.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I think him and Luka, but I think he's a little better than. Well,
no.
Luka
gets uncontested rebounds.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say, yeah. If you're counting averages, then Luka's closer. But I think Tatum goes to get more boards, and
he goes to get him for sure.
The Mavs play the way the Thunder used to play with Russ. Like everybody else boxes out, and I want Luka to get the rebound to just start the break right there. Same thing I was saying with y'all.
Tatum a strong ass rebounder.
Yo, OBJ might be
that pitches in the defense, not allowing second possessions.
You know I know Jason Tatum's a rebounder. He helped me win my fantasy championship, all those double-doubles, so I appreciate him.
Chris,
my honest opinion, your boy Tatum is just the flat out
best player in the series. Say it. You about to say it. You was about to say it. You wanted to. I know you did. I saw it in your face. I saw it.
I can't do
you're
he's the best defender in the series, though. In my humble opinion.
Your boy OBJ might be cooked, dude.
He went to Miami. He's no longer my boy.
No.
That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm just kidding. My guy.
He went to Miami, and they said they're preserving his body for the season. That he's not practicing now.
What are
that
they?
Is crazy.
Like the anti-freeze. They're putting him in the fucking Captain America thing.
Well, you know what's crazy, bro? I knew he was banged up still last year because, like, I was watching all access stuff with the Ravens. That dude he was never really practicing. Like, he was always just on the sidelines, like doing like little like work. He was never practicing. I knew his body couldn't have been right last year.
Cooked.
Yeah, but it's sad to see, bro. I wish he wasn't cooked.
Damn.
Yeah, so talented. Unfortunately.
Here, let's one final thing before we go. Let's rank the top 10 players in this series. I think we'll all find something in unison.
I think there's 3 clear tiers. I think there's S tier. That's Luka,
Tatum, and Brown. Or not? Whoa, Luka and Tatum. I'm so sorry, Luka and Tatum.
Luka and Tatum. Is that 1 and 2? Whatever way you want to mark it, I got Luka then Tatum.
No, it's Luka then Tatum. Anyone who tries to do it otherwise, no, let's not do that.
I think Jaylen Brown, Kyrie.
That one you can flip however you want.
And Kristaps
I would
Porzingis.
personally take Jaylen Brown as of
I got JB, Kyrie, and KP. That's my tier B.
Okay. I say people have been saying that Kyrie is better than Tatum.
Chris,
Isaiah Thomas said it. Isaiah fucking Thomas said that.
He's more talented. He got more ball handling, more offensive talent. Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to say. He's probably the most talented basketball player of all time.
What did Skip say? Inch for inch.
Yeah, that was
the top 5. We have
unreal.
Luka, Tatum, Brown, Irving, Porzingis.
Yeah.
At that what? Holiday, White.
I got my 5. I got my 10.
Holiday, White.
And then the last 3 would be some.
I got
form
PJ
of
Horford first. Then PJ
Lively. Horford, PJ Lively.
Yeah,
and then
that's fine.
Honorable mention is Derek Jones. I think Derek Jones is.
And then honorable mentions is 2 mentions we got to do. It's 2 honorable.
Hardy.
And his other counterpart on the other team, Mr. Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, throw them up in there.
I'll tell you what, there could be one thing I'm concerned about with this game: closing halves, closing quarters. Pritchard usually subs in to finish the first. He can give you a quick 6.
Quick ass 6.
Same thing on the other end. Kyrie can give you a quick 4. One of them be quick 5 with an and 1 or Luka. I think ending quarters most underrated aspect of playoffs because the momentum goes into that. You know what's funny? The Pacers, I think it was game 4. I think they hit 3 buzzer beaters heading up to the 4th. And the Celtics did not let them ride that momentum, not one bit.
And I will say this too, y'all. I think a lot of this series is going to be like injections of energy and what team can do it. Because, it's the reason why these 2 teams in the finals are the best teams left. So you're going to need like those injections of energy. I think if Pritchard, Horford, if they can bring the energy and the Mavs have to find out that third guard that they're going to play. Is it going to be Hardy, Hardaway, or Green? I think it has to be more Green and Hardy. That's my opinion. Just because I don't think Tim Hardaway should touch the basketball floor.
I dare them to put Tim Hardaway on the basketball court.
So I throw out there, and even Kleber, stuff like that. I think the Mavs have to realize, do they want to sacrifice offense for defense, or do they want to just keep playing how they've been playing? So I think that's going to be interesting, especially this first game, to see what they do. Because I think Kleber should play more this series. You have less Gafford and Lively. Of course, you still stagger them, but the Celtics going big is still a stretch.
So
at the end of the
day,
key,
it's
going to be interesting.
Maxi Kleber on Al Horford, they should come in at the same time. I really like that matchup.
Al Horford and Kleber is really just Pritchard and Jaden Hardy, just 8 inches taller.
I dare them to put Maxi Kleber in this game.
Oh, he's going to play a lot.
There are dudes
going to play a lot
who just aren't going to be able to hang on this court. Like, dead ass, both teams might have to just go 6-7 guys. Like 7 max.
Yeah, no.
Do not put Sam Hauser on this basketball court. Because they don't have a Duncan Robinson that's like the equivalent. They don't have a Sam Morrell that's the equivalent.
I don't think you get that, though. They check in together. Like
that don't matter. That doesn't matter. You check Maxi Kleber into this basketball game, Jaylen Brown is busting his ass for every second that he's on the court.
Maxi Kleber, I believe in you. Game winner.
Yeah, no, he's not playable. He's not going to be playable in this series. The Celtics love to get the mismatch.
Yeah,
So,
but crazy
and
part
he's
is
the one center that's not an elite rim protector, so he's going to have to come out to guard Horford. Tatum's one-on-one with whoever.
I think he plays a lot though, only for this fact here. And like what we talked about was the pick and roll game. I think they're gonna have to go to a pick and pop more than the roll against this series. I think they're gonna have him on the floor. Not saying he should be a
That's what you talk about, sacrificing defense for offense.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I swear, as long as the Mavs don't put that dude Dwight Powell on the floor.
Put Dwight Powell on the floor. I dare him.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather Kleber than Powell. I mean,
who's the Celtics version of that? I dare you to put them on the court. It's got to be
not Cornette.
Luke Cornette, right?
Respect Luke Cornette and his 7-foot ability. Respect.
No, he sucks.
Respect Luke Cornette.
He sucks.
I'll tell you one person who cannot touch the floor, and I liked him in college. J.D. Davidson. He can't touch the floor.
But he was never.
So, right. Luke Cornette's good in my book.
Well, that's everything we got for the finals preview. And we'll probably talk about Lakerland next week as we're running out of time. Anything to say before we get on out of here?
No, I think that Jason Tatum is the second best player in the series, and I hope for all of his health in this series because
no rolled ankles and no weird shit. I can't have that happen again to my boy. Because
I remember we were watching Game 7 versus the Heat, and he rolled his ankle. Tony we're done. Walked out the room.
It's trash, bro. It's trash to me because it's like at the end of the day, this is the last games of the season. No way, and especially with Tatum. Tatum was pretty much healthy all year. No way this is the time it happens. Last year when he got bro, come on. That wasn't right. That wasn't valid. So I hope nothing like that happens. That's weak.
Tatum Finals MVP, $300 million deal on the way. Best player in USA.
Jaylen Brown traded to the Kings.
Jaylen Brown AT&T deal.
Tyrese Maxey max contract.
Copying the Dredrick Irving ones this summer.
Elite.
Let's get it.
Elite.
From AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, and DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. Enjoy these NBA Finals.
I'll be in Greece with Giannis.